Okay, there we go. I am getting all of my stuff figured out here. There we go. All right. Okay. There we go. What's up, guys? All right, here we are. So, ooh. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize there. Let's see if I flip it this way. Okay, that might make it a little bit better, possibly. All right. It is just a couple of minutes before I am going to start here. So, all right. So just bear with me for just a few minutes. I'm going to kind of get everything situated and organized. As you saw, I just had a little bit of a technical glitch, mainly because I have fat fingers. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started right away, very soon actually, with our next episode of Coloring with Jeff in just another minute or two. So please forgive me. There we go. Trying to get all my stuff organized over here. Hopefully in the near future I can have someone else help me with this, because let me tell you, this is difficult doing it by yourself. Let me tell you. Man, is it warm in here too? Oof. It is warm. All right. So I think it's about that time. So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get started. I know I'm going to go early, a couple minutes early, but it's okay. It's all right. I'm going to see if I can flip this around. There. All right. And I just want to make sure everything is set and ready to go. Okay. Yes, it is. All right, guys. So, all right. Oops. Let's get that out of my that's my little clamp that holds my phone while I'm coloring. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just get started. So, welcome to episode 2 of Coloring with Jeff. Very excited. This piece I've never colored before. So this is going to be a piece that, you know what, if I screw up, I screw up. But hopefully I won't. Sometimes I do, and I just don't make a big scene, of course, about it. I try to hide it from you guys so you don't think I'm too crazy. So, yeah. All right. So without further ado, if I screw this up, I'm going to try to flip this around a little bit easier. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to sign back in and all that stuff, so bear with me for 1 second. Yeah, see, that didn't work. I knew that was going to happen. All right. Again, guys, I don't know why it keeps doing this. I do apologize. All right, for some reason, I got to sign this all back in, so I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. Hopefully. All right. Hopefully that's going to work now, so I do apologize. I will not do that again. Uh, I don't even know what that was, to be honest with you. So I'm going to try not. This thing is so touchy. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to flip this around and I'm going to continue to talk. So just bear with me. Hopefully I don't hang up on you guys. All right. So you guys can see the piece I'm going to work on today. Well, in a minute. There we go. All right. Let's try this again. All right. Again, guys, I'm very sorry for the little bit of a delay, but for some reason, my phone is not working with me today. I don't know why. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. Man, nothing's working today. What is going on here? Okay. All right, guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started here because yeah, unfortunately, I'm getting a little frustrated here because like I said, nothing is working today. I don't know what's going on. All right, so this piece right here I'm really excited about because I've never hand colored this piece. Oh, hold on one second. I'm going to be going back and forth with comments, and I just got a comment. So hold on one second. All right. Okay, it was a junk comment. Okay. So now I think I'm here. So I'm gonna get started. I'm just gonna hop right into it. But this is the very first time I'm actually doing this piece. I'm really excited about this one. This is Stanley and Natasha. Natasha's a little upset with Stanley about something, and of course he's like, la la la, whatever. Kind of rolls his eyes, kind of a deal. All right. So I'm going to first start with Stanley. Get my markers. All right. All right. So I'm going to start with Stanley, but I'm going to start with his tail, and I'm going to work my way forward, which is what I normally would do. So without further ado, all right. Again, I'm just trying to make sure that you guys can see this all right. I love those little white lines because it kind of shows that there's a highlight there, and sometimes it separates the piece that I'm doing, or the like body parts and stuff of a character. You know, like I was saying last week, what I do a lot is I do a lot of creating my own colors, which I'm going to be doing here with Stanley's tail in just a minute. And that's just part of having fun with coloring with markers. That's just one color. Oops. Where are you going? Yeah, here it is. All right. So you're going to see that this color is a brown. However, this is not just your classic, your regular brown. The first color you saw that I put down kind of has a little bit more of that red tone to it. Well, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Something that kind of has that red brown. Well, then, Jeff, why didn't you just take, a red and a brown and mix them together? Because it's not the same feel. There we go. See, now with that, you can definitely see that is a tail. ish. And you can definitely see that it is a brown. All right, next up, I'm going to do all the lighter parts, like on his hair here and then like around his mouth. I'm going to be doing those parts next. Oops. All right. So as I was going through my markers last week, right after I did the first episode, right after that, I actually went and just kind of checked out my markers. Just want to make sure that they were all okay. I'm not going to run out of any anytime in the near future. Well, as I'm doing that, I saw that, unfortunately, a couple of my markers were completely dried up. I mean, they were just completely dry. And that's annoying because about 2-3 weeks prior to that, I also created little color swatches of every single marker that I use. And they were all fine. So within a course of like 2-3 weeks, I had a few of them that were completely dry. I'm like, what the heck? What's that all about? So it was kind of frustrating. So I may have to even switch markers. I'm going to give it just a little more time to kind of just to kind of see if things get better. Looking for my next color here. There it is. All right. So I'm going to work on his regular. So what's really cool is that we're working on our next book with Stanley and Friends. And I'm very excited because we have the original team who did Stanley's Ghost, our first book. So now why is that big to me? Well, because we weren't going to have the artist because he had way too much work. But then thankfully, well, for us, a couple things fell through and you got some work done pretty fast. So he is able to join us again. Yay! There. I had a question. Somebody asked me last week, like, Jeff, why a squirrel? Why, why is a squirrel like your main character? And I don't know if I explained this before, but ever since I was a kid, I had a sandbox when I was younger. I think a lot of people did. But anytime that I would play in my sandbox, there would always be a ton of squirrels around. And they're pesky little boogers, but they're so cute. And recently I actually just came up with kind of a side note. Recently, I just noticed red squirrels. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those before. They're about half the size of a regular squirrel, and they kind of have like really mean-looking tails. They're red, of course, but I mean, they just look like they're just all over the place. Like they just woke up and boom, that was it. Oh, got a comment? Oh, just kidding. I know. Just letting me know that I'm live. Like I didn't know that. But it was pretty interesting seeing one of those squirrels. But going back to what I was saying, what's my color? Squirrels to me were just really cute. I've always liked them. And come on, that's the one. But and when I would have my sandbox, of course I'd leave toys in there, that kind of stuff. You know, sometimes I would actually see the squirrels playing with the toys. I remember I had a huge Godzilla figure, which nowadays would probably be about, oh, I don't know, like $1,000. But I had a huge Godzilla figure that my brother blew up about a year later after I got it. And I remember because the mouth was open, and no, none of the squirrels went in there, but I found it very strange because they would put they would try to hide stuff in the mouth. You know, nuts and berries and stuff like that. Because I'm like, what is this? And the next day when I go out there, I'm like, what is going on? And come to find out that, well, yeah, they literally were hiding stuff in my Godzilla character. So ever since then, you know, and I've been kind of, you know, keeping an eye on them, kind of watching them here and there. And, you know, they're just, let me tell you, they're just, like I said, they're wacky little boogers. All right, come on. I used to know where all my colors were. Not like I moved them around. There we go. Okay. And please feel free to share this video. I know kind of in the beginning I had a little bit of a hiccup, but everything seems to be pretty okay now. So please feel free if you want to share this video. That would be most awesome. So instead of just having completely white, that white outline that I normally would, the white highlight, I just wanted to add a little bit of brown to it, just to kind of make it look a little less like a white streak. All right, so that's Stanley. So now we're going to work on Natasha. We're going to work on this lovely lady who's not very happy right now with Stanley. All right, so we're going to go back to this particular brown that I used for Stanley in the beginning with the tail. Making sure I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way for you guys. And you know, if you go a little bit outside the lines, because that's what a lot of people are always afraid of. Oh, I'm gonna go outside the line. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. You know why? Because that is now an original mark on that particular piece that you're doing, and it just gives it more character than if you didn't go outside the line. So sometimes, you know, it happens to me. You know, it happens to everybody. I mean, you're using markers, and then also where I'm sitting from my phone or from the piece, you know, I'm sitting at least a foot away. So, you know, I try to put my face, which I know sounds odd, you know, pretty close to the page. But because, you know, when you're coloring something smaller, you know, like this 8x10, you want to be a little bit closer to it. But I'm actually roughly, probably almost about a foot and a half, 2 feet away from the actual piece I'm coloring, because I don't want to have my face right on the phone so you hear me breathing. No, this is gonna. I like this piece a lot. This is something that I've never had before. Like I said, like I've been posting, You know, this is the first time I'm coloring up this piece. I love it. You know, so literally this is the first time, as you see me right now, coloring it up. Right here live in front of you guys. So Natasha is kind of a little bit of a diva in the studio. And so I mean, this is really out of character for really both of them. Because even though she might be a little diva, but she doesn't really show it. This is the first time that we're actually seeing Natasha showing that she's serious about something, and we just don't know what that is. Ah, now this time I got a comment. So hold on one second. Exactly. It's like, you know, what did he do? You know, why is she angry with him? You know, it could be almost anything because sometimes she just kind of goes off the handle. You know, squirrels. If you ever really watch squirrels, you know, they just kind of go crazy. They go nuts, no pun intended. You know, they just go all over the place. And um, okay. Um, it's probably just something like that. Now, do I know 100% what it is? Well, of course not. Because the cool part about me doing these is that you can come up with your own story with these. And that's what I love about these. I mean, I could tell you that, hey, Stanley said, no, no, we're not going to go to the store. You know, I'm not going to buy you anything. And she just gets really upset. I can say that. That's boring. You know, but saying like what I just said, you know, she just kind of goes nuts. She kind of goes crazy every so often, you know, because that's what squirrels do. They go kind of nuts. Here we go. All right, and I'm going to work on the inner of her tail here. That was the color. Oh, yeah, what's color? All right. So the color that I used also for Natasha's tail is that reddish color. Now that's the color that I actually wanted for her because she's a female, and I wanted them to be a little bit different colored. I didn't want them to be the same exact color, so you'll be able to tell them apart. Natasha is going to have a little bit more of that red tone, and Stanley has the brown. So, but because she's a female with the red, she's kind of like a redhead. So you're going to be able to see. Oops. The differences between them because of the tones, and that's what I wanted to do with their hair color and tails. Make sure. Okay, good, good. And I'm just going to throw this out there too. So the piece I did last week is also up for sale. Right now, I'm offering free shipping on it. That is the Chester Cherub. So that is Chester dressed up as a cherub for Valentine's Day. He's got his little cute bow and arrow. So that exact piece that I did last week is for sale, and it's right now I'm offering free shipping on it anywhere in the country in the U.S. So just type in the word free ship when you're checking out, and it's yours. And you get free shipping. All right. This here. Now her muzzle and her, like the places I'm doing like that pink color, it's actually going to be two different colors combined as one to make my own color. Like I said, I do that a lot. It's just fun. I think that's the only pink areas that I need. So now I'll take my other color. If I could find it. There it is. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just kind of toning it down a little bit. So instead of using a gray or some form of black toning it down, I'm using a brownish color. It's a taupe. It's actually the name of the marker. And you can make it a little bit more, look a little darker if you wanted, just going over it a couple times. So you see now you can totally see a difference between her tummy and then the bottom of her tail. And that's the color that I wanted, was the bottom of her tail color. So again, it still shows kind of a lot of that red tone in there. So it's not all 100% just brown. Again, that's what's so cool about using markers, is that you can play with so much. And so again, for those of you who might just be joining us for the first time, markers that I actually use are Prismacolor markers, which are pretty common. You can get them at hobby stores, Hobby Lobby. You can get them at Dick Blick Art Studio, and of course you can get them online. And you can get them at Michael's. But I use those, and I also use what I just used now, which is the Blick Studio markers. And using them together actually is a really good combination. I love using these markers together because the Blick markers, those ones I believe are more water based. So when you lay it down, you're going to have kind of like a watercolor kind of effect. The Prismacolor markers are more oil based, so when you put it down, boom, it just dries right away. Call it a day. That's how it is. Same thing with the Blick Studio markers. You put it down on paper, it's going to dry, but it's going to spread out a little bit. And that's how you can tell if it's a water-based or an oil-based marker. Kind of cool, huh? I thought it was. There it is. But I didn't have it anymore. Still see. Okay, good. So I'm just getting the top. I'm just getting her nose here. There. All right. And again, I'm going to be using I'm going to be making my own color. So her main color is a color that I created myself. Doesn't have a name or anything like that, but you're going to see that I'll be using, again, two different colors. So everything on her basically is two-tone except for her tail. Her tail is just that one color. And so again, just to show that she's a little different than Stanley, that she's also a female. I'm using a whole different color on her, and you'll definitely see it here that it's more of a reddish, to even almost an orange type color. And then if you guys have any questions, please feel free. I'm a little further from my computer, but I can still see the comments, and I can to get up and, of course, answer them. I am more than happy to. Okay. Oh, I got that little spot in there. I gotta get. So this marker, this is actually the Blick Studio markers. Dick Blick, the art store, actually has their own line of markers, and this is them that I'm using. Oops. She keeps on falling. She keeps on falling. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I always do that white outline, just so the color doesn't go directly against the black, and except for here, because this is supposed to indicate that it's just like one color turning into the other color. Here. See what I mean in 1 second. All right, so let me ask you guys this question. This is homework for you guys. No, I'm kidding. What do you guys want to see when I do these videos? Now, is there something particular? And I only ask because, I definitely want to keep it entertaining for you guys. I love doing these. These are fun. These are just really fun for me to do. But you can answer me now. You can answer me later. You can just send me a private message, or you can just comment here in the video or on the video. Let me know what you guys are looking for. Am I doing okay? Do I need to spice it up? Oh, excuse me, wrong pipe. Okay, and again, I'm just toning it down. So instead of using a black or a gray, I'm going to use, this is actually called a clay rose. So this is in the pink family. But it hits it, it just makes it brown enough so you can tell that it's a squirrel, but it's also not brown enough to where it's 100% the same color as Stanley. Got to play my music today. You guys can hear me okay, right? I mean, I got the volume on. I know I had a little hiccup when I first started the streaming. So I just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. Okay. Yeah, it's coming together really nicely. You don't have to press down hard either when using markers. A lot of times I know people, I did it, when I first started, I was pressing down really hard on the markers. And later on, I'm like, why am I doing that? Why am I killing my markers? and essentially really hurting my hand. And I never really found out why I was doing it. Those white spots. You see, and again, this also keeping those little white lines there, the highlights, also kind of just gives you that 3D-esque kind of a look. I mean, of course, not like Finding Nemo or anything like that, but it kind of gives you that little bit of a 3D, kind of like the shine is going around her, so you can definitely see that it's a 3D kind of a look. All right. Oh, what are we? Here we are. So we're going to get the inside of her mouth here. And let's just use a darker. Yeah. So Stanley and Natasha. Now almost finished. I'm gonna do my little thing in the background, kind of a little. I'm not gonna do what I did last week because really the shadow behind them is supposed to make them stand out from the piece. So I can leave it like this, or just kind of add a little bit of something in the background. Personally, I might just leave it like this. I kind of like how it looks just like this. This is a very fun piece. So hold on one second. I'm going to grab my phone. All right. There you have it, guys. This is the first time, like I said, the first time I'm coloring up this piece ever. Let's zoom in a little closer. Like I said, I like this. This one came out really good. All right, I'm gonna flip it around to me. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm gonna flip it again this way. Sorry, my phone. I don't know why, but my phone does that. So yeah, that was fun. I like that one. That was pretty cool. Stanley and Natasha are my two first characters I ever created here in the studio. I imagined them years ago, like I was saying, in my sandbox. Uh, but I actually brought them to life, and I'm bringing them to life in cartoons, in comic books, comic strips. So it's really fun to see these characters really kind of taking on a life of their own, and it's really cool to see you guys also enjoying them too. So that's awesome. Thank you. All right, so that's what we have this week for Coloring with Jeff. I'm going to kind of put there we go. So again, guys, I just want to say thank you very much. I appreciate it. Next week, I'm going to have another new piece, I think. I'm going to have a whole new piece next week as well. Same time, 3 o'clock Central Time, on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else that I have. So again, I just want to say thank you guys very much for the sharing, the caring, the comments, the likes, all that stuff. It really does mean a lot to me. So I do thank you for that. And I do hope you guys also join me next week. Again, 3 o'clock Central Time, right here. I am going to be coloring up a whole new piece again, as far as I know. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying these like I am. And again, let me know if there's anything you guys are looking for to kind of spice it up a little bit, because I'm always looking to change up the videos, do something different, play something, color something. It's got to be studio stuff, though, so that's the only thing. Everything here is all studio based. So comic books and stuff like that, I won't be doing here, but I don't know, maybe down the road, comic book covers here and there, but not right now. Anyway, thank you again. I appreciate it, and I'm going to stop this video here, and I hope to see you guys again, like I said, next week. And this is also going to be for sale coming up very soon too, probably by tomorrow. So thanks, guys. Take care.